What's up, Rugrats? Miss Sorensen here, excited to teach you how to check your solution for the half angle problems. Now, you might recall that we had an extra step when we were solving just to figure out if it was a positive square root or a negative square root. And because of that, we don't have to do that check step part on these particular problems, which is nice. It makes it half as much work. All right, here we go. So we need to find what the actual angle is and then half that and then find cosine of that. Just recall though that we got an answer of root 10 over 10. And our answer when we do that in our calculator is a 0.3162. All right, let's go ahead and let's draw this picture. And we've got a 3, 4, 5 triangle, which is in the second quadrant from pi over 2 to pi. And just recall we had a triangle that looked like 3, -4, and 5. We need to find out what this angle inside is right here before we find out what the whole angle is, what theta is. So finding that angle, we do tan inverse of, right, we're doing tan inverse of both sides here, or tan inverse of -3 over 4. And it could give you a positive, could give you a negative, no big deal. Just make sure it's a positive here. So that's 36.86 degrees. Well, if this is 36.86 degrees right here, and I want to find the angle theta, which is this, okay, that's my theta. I want to do 180 minus 36.86, and that gives me that theta is 143.13 degrees, which would mean that in order to find theta over 2, I'm just going to do theta over 2, or take this 143 and divide it by 2, and I get 71.56 degrees. So if I want to find cosine of theta over 2, I'm just doing cosine of 71.56 degrees, and you should get 0.3162. That's a funky 3. And we should check, does that match our answer before? It sure does, and so we know we got the right solution. All right, let's try another one. So here we got -2 root 13 over 13, and I put that in my calculator, and that answer is simply -0.5547. All right, so to do this problem, we have to draw our picture first. We are between pi and 3 pi over 2, so that is in our third quadrant. And our triangle looks like this. This is a -5, a -12, and a 13. Okay, let's find what that angle is right there. That's going to be sine inverse of -12 over 13. And if you're saying, where'd you get that from? Well, I just went to my original and took the inverse of it. And I find that I get 67.38 degrees. So this angle right here, okay, is 67.4 roughly degrees. Remember, I'm trying to get that full angle for my theta, so that's going to be this angle right here. So that's going to be a 180 plus what we just got. So that's going to be 180 plus this answer right here. And that's going to give me my theta, which is 247.38 degrees. Well, to find theta over 2, we're just going to cut that in half, and our theta over 2 is 247.38 divided by 2, and that's 123.69 degrees. Well, I'm trying to find cosine of theta over 2, so I take cosine of 123.69 degrees, and what does that give me? That gives me -0.5547. Do we have a match? Yes, we do. Our answer was correct. All right, last problem here. just to recall this, we got a -3 root 10 over 10. And let's go ahead and let's find what that value is as a decimal in our calculator. And I get that our answer as a decimal we found to be a -0.94866. Whoa, -0.84868. There we go. All right, let's draw this picture. Okay, we're between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. So we've got our triangle here. Remember, this is cotangent, which is adjacent over opposite, and so that gave us our adjacent being 8, our opposite being 6. The negative was here, and we found this to be 10. Now recall that we can't do the inverse function with cotangent on our calculator, so we can rewrite this as tangent of theta equals 6 over -8. All I did was just swap these two numbers, and now I can say that we can do tan inverse of 6 over -8, and that gives me an angle of 36.869. Okay. All right, so now we have to figure out what theta is, and this is going to be a 90 plus a 90 plus a 90, and then, well, you know what, actually, I think the easiest way to do it is saying it's basically 360 minus what we got inside here. That's going to be easier. So let's do 360 minus this value right here. And that gets me that theta is equal to 323.13 degrees. And of course, we don't want theta. We want theta over 2. So I cut that in half, and I get theta over 2 is equal to 161.56 degrees. So now I just need to take the cosine of that. That's 161.56. And what do I get? I get -0.94868. Wow, that's insane how close we got. So that is correct because we got the same answer before. All right, folks, that's it for the half angle formula in checking our solution. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I mean, it was just a blast. Have a great day.